Welcome, race fans from around the globe. Here they come, out of turn 4, to the white flag, and it's 1 to go.
And welcome back, racing fans, to Indigo Studios coverage of the North-South Racing League ARCA Series, live from Rockingham in Rockingham, North Carolina, for the Kelly Custom Engraving 125. I'm your host, Harold Darner of Indigo Studios. The guys are currently finishing up practice, qualifying shortly. Looks like we're having just enough drivers to go straight into 125 lap feature here at Rockingham. As you see these guys tearing up the race cars under practice conditions, better do it now than later. Looks like 21 drivers have joined the server. As we are going to get into the qualification here. 5 minutes of qualifying, 2 laps to set the grid for tonight. As a reminder, North-South Racing League has a inversion of the up to the front 10. So we won't know that until the grid actually gets made official. And just to let all the viewers know, I'm actually remoted here, currently in Michigan, outside away from my rig, so things may look a little bit different. Hopefully not too far differently. I'm kind of watching to try to see, to make sure we're still looking good on the stream. So I'm not going to be able to see all the chats that I usually see, but I'm sure Kathy Jo has made her way into one of the Facebook Lives now. Looking for these guys to get their laps in. We're watching several different drivers currently. Checking with Josh Nelms here. Josh Nelms currently back in the 7th now. On his, looking for his second lap in the 0-1 machine. Dale Miller, actually Justin Grosser now at the top of the charts. Looks like there's our speed code 31, or correction 38 of Justin Grosser. About 3 minutes remaining in qualification. It said looks like 21 drivers, so we'll go straight into warm-ups, followed by 125 lap feature at Rockingham. Jared Apel, the number 51. Gotta get him out on the racetrack. There he is. Reminder, Track Time Entertainment is our Hard Charger Award sponsor. They provide 80/20 extruded aluminum racing rigs, custom designed. If you dream it, they'll put it together. Check them out at Track Time Entertainment. As the Hard Charger Award will go to the driver who's increased the most positions during the race. And that was at grid, not after the EOLs or any other changes have been given. Jared Apel in the 5th spot. There's our sponsors there in the bottom right corner. North Carolina is considered a south track, so the north drivers, the top blue part, will put the $25 bonus money into play. Currently, since our top driver is Jonathan Cross, the north at 10N, so that's why the blue is sitting up there on top. Looks like all the qualifying, for the most part, have finished up. As we're about a minute and 15 seconds remaining in qualification. About 44 seconds left. All right, that's the end of qualifying. So you guys will have a 5-minute warm-up next. 5 minutes of warm-up. Give us time to check in some other things. Pull up the weather. Weather's provided by Lottie'sTravelWorld.com. If you're looking for a staycation, vacation, or just getting out of the house, Kelly's Custom Engraving 125 weather tonight, mostly cloudy skies. Air temperature 76 degrees, the track temperature 109, so nice and hot. Humidity is 1%, 6-mile-an-hour winds out of the south. So looking for these cars at this Rockingham Raceway. They're going to be having those right rears coming around, since the track will feel greasy or icy type conditions. You guys will be fighting these cars off the corners as they do 125 laps here tonight. About 3.5 minutes left for warm-ups here. If I can get a peek at the inversion. Looks like we're going to invert to 10. So Jason Gordon was the fastest, correction, Ryan Johnson be grading 10th, who was the fastest car in qualification, with Jonathan Cross second. But Ryan Johnson was able to put a faster time of 23.520. Those two will be in row number 5. I'll put Jason Gordon and Josh Nelms in row number 1 after the 10 position inversion here tonight. 2.5 minutes left in warm-ups, and then we'll get right to the grid. Ryan Johnson, fastest time in qualification, in warm-ups. Anthony Giuliano checking in on the One to Go Studios. Wishing good luck to everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight, Anthony. About a minute and 3/4 left in the 5-Star Realty Group ARCA Series warm-up. Be 125 laps. Looks like Travis Hoffler wanting to get into victory lane a little early there. Going through the checkered infield right there in front of the start-finish line. A little over a minute left. So you see 16 drivers have posted times in warm-up. Looking here at JD Rich, as he's working with number 24. Which is Joe Witowski. About finished with warm-ups. There comes out the checkered flag. So up next will be the starting grid for the Kelly's Custom Engraving 125 here at Rockingham in the afternoon conditions. As I said, a hot track, so we'll see how it works amongst today. Checking into our grid. Is our starting grid, Jason Gordon, South driver, inside row 1, outside him is Josh Nelms. At row 2 is Joe Witowski, outside him Dale Miller. Row number 3 is Jordan Madron and Jared Abel. Row 4 will be Matt Dula and Justin Grosser. Row number 5, which are the fastest drivers on the inversion, Jonathan Cross in the 9th position and Ryan Tiny Horse Johnson in the 10th position in the 3. Adam Gable and Robbie Clavey will be in row 6. Row 7, George Schultz and Kirk Saggart. Travis Hoffler and Dan Janjanin will be in row number 8. Row 9, Jeff Epist and JD Rich. Justin White and Marshall Johnson will be in row number 10. Row 11 is Shane Loveridge. That is your starting grid for the Kelly's Custom Engraving 125. Presented by 5-Star Realty Group LC. Currently, a South driver has the race tree in the top spot, so no money out currently. Josh Nelms, Joe Witowski, Jared Apel, Dula, Grosser, Cross, and Johnson all in the top 10, looking to take home that extra $25 purse. Running green flag there, 3 wide into turn number 1, and it looks like Apel up to the front. Jared Apel right off to a heck of a start there. Splits the difference between the 2 drivers, Gordon and Nelms, now off to a 1-second lead. Good second lead over the rest of the field as we're working lap number 2. Has control of the south track, so $25 in play right now for the number 51 of Jared Apel. Justin Grosser to the fastest lap. As April is putting in one heck of a run here as Grosser moving up to the second spot. Five laps being worked upon. 51 of Jared April, 1.2 seconds over Justin Grosser. Jason Gordon in the South car in the third spot. And Jordan Manner in your top five. As Grosser puts up another fast lap, 27.04. Caution flag waves here. I can get us with that. Like Bo Brady possibly. Let's check into him. That looks like it's Robbie Clabby there. So that looked like Robbie to me. No enough for scoring and timing is something different. Yeah, nickname used in game. But that was our first caution of the night. So Jared April continuing to lead the way here. April coming down pit lane here. April through pit lane. We're under caution behind the pace car now. Looking at replays there. Back to live racing with in control. Justin Grosser will be lining up on his outside as we're 10 laps into 125. And Kathy Joe checking in. I knew she Green checking in on North South Racing League Facebook page, and April Orth checking in for Tiny Horse on Monday Goes Videos. Glad you all are able to join us tonight. Y'all have to let me know if you hear a funny sound in the background, because I'm actually remoted in a hotel room right now, and outside there we have a noisy critter of some sort. Hopefully they're not picking up too much of that sound. And we're back under green flag, and Jared Apel this time not off to a big enough lead over the group here, since he's got Grosser right behind him. About a car length separation between the top two. Manner back about a half a second, and Gordon behind him by about 4/10. The top five about a second apart, and then you have Josh Nelms in the 0-1. That's your top five currently. Working lap number 12 of the 125. You're looking at Grosser there. Currently looking at Joe Witowski, and then number 24 behind him is Eddie Rich in the Monster 61. At 77 of George Schultz was being shown there. Now Jonathan crosses 10 at Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. Makes you want to go out and get a snack. I think they had a commercial saying they find it just about anywhere, even a bank. Working lap 14 of 125 now. Okay, Kathy, you're saying they are hearing an echo. I'm sorry on that. It's could possibly be how I'm having to do the microphone here. Hopefully it's not too distracting to you guys. I have to check on that a little bit since I'm sending information up. We got 20 turned around and Travis Hoffler. Alright, gonna try to catch this here. Hoffler. Ooh, looks like contact with Dula. See what race control has to say about that. Go back to live racing. Leader now is Justin Grosser. We're in lap 17 here. I made that adjustment there, if that helps any. Hopefully that'll fix it. Hopefully that's a little bit better for you guys. We're working lap number 18 of the 125 with Grosser and Apel still in the top two. Getting ready to get back to the green flag conditions here. And back to the green flag. Got Grosser picking the high line, taking off to an early jump over April, almost 0.7 seconds. So 7/10 over, and then 6/10 back to Gordon and Mandarin and Gable. Now lap number 20 to 125, coming up on 20%. As Grosser is trying to lock in that $25 bonus money for himself tonight. Grosser up to a half a second lead over April. But Matt Dula, Josh Nelms there, a lap down a piece. One Dula down a lap, and 3 laps back is Josh Nelms. Now I'm going to reveal Ryan Johnson in the number 3. Looking at Witowski and Gordon there, J.D. Rich. Jason Gordon at number 29. Past blue ribbon. Travis Hoffman at 02 of Dan Jan Janin. 77 of George Schultz. As we're looking at lap 23 of the 125. They're scheduled tonight. Or the Kelly's Custom Engraving 125. They're located in Eulahville, North Carolina. They do custom engraving, several materials. Check them out on the Facebook. They also provide the showdown trophies, which are wooden plaques for each of the long races, which would be the next race for the street stocks. Be at Martinsville, and that'll be a short showdown race on Monday night, 200 laps. You look at George Schultz here in the 77. $25 of 125 down. Continue to march along tonight. Working out at Rockingham Raceway in North Carolina. Been to this track myself. The K&N, last K&N Championship Series that was held here. Happened to meet quite a few of the young men that are racing in the big series now. Kyle Larson, Chase Elliott, Ty Dillon. Quite a few of them were there that day. Good night. All right, Kathy, thanks for the heads up. And the North guys are 2 of them. Technical difficulties when you try to do something different. Hopefully we got it all worked out. As we got 20 cars registered, and looks like 17 on the lead lap. Travis Hoffman, the last car on the lead lap. Looking at Shane Loveridge in the 72. Got a 24 of Joe Witowski behind him. On his race leader, Jared April now. They had a lead change I did not see. Moving things around. So April around Grosser. Top 2 drivers swapping. And they're about 2 seconds ahead of Jordan Mandarin in the 68. And Jonathan Cross is almost a second behind them. Like Matt Dula was coming out of the pits there in that 17. Working lap number 30 of the 125, so about 25% down here. is about 25% done, so check out our biggest movers currently. JD Rich up 12 spots, Marshall Johnson up 11, Jeff Mathis up 10. Currently your biggest mover today is JD Rich. See how that plans out for the rest of the race. JD is up into the 5th spot. So Abel now starting to stretch it over Justin Grosser by half a second. They got a 3-second lead over Jordan Mandarin and Jonathan Cross. And 5 seconds over Rich, Mathis, Schultz, Johnson. Way spread out tonight, these guys. As we're working lap number 33 of the 125. Back in the field here, Joe Witowski, the 24. And then right in front of him is Shane Loveridge and Jason Gordon. Down there's the 83 of Dale Miller. Oh, up into the wall. Jason Gordon, it looked like up into the wall coming down into Shane Loveridge. Let's go back and check that out. Gordon, at 29, he's up on the high side, crossing the stripe there. 24 slides up the track. They got a middle line there, up into the race, up into the wall, taps the 72. 24 collects pretty much this entire group here. We're under caution again at lap 35. Jared Apel going to go down pit lane, give the lead up to Justin Grosser. He's working lap number 36 here. That outside retaining wall does not give at all, and it sends Gordon back down the racetrack, collecting several race cars. No fast repairs at all here in the North-South Racing League. The top 9 drivers have yet to pit. They have 36 laps on their tires and fuel. Grosser through to Dan Janjanin, and then Jared Apel, Loveridge, Clavey, Gordon, Miller, Sagrith, Offler, all coming down for fresh tires and fuel. Looks like Shane Lovers only took fuel. So some of these guys saw what the other drivers were doing and they're coming down to get servicing, but Grosser down to Adam Gable to stay out on track in position. Looks like Joe Witowski has taken it to the trailer for tonight. He'll be the first driver to disconnect. As we're working lap number 37 under caution with your race leader Justin Grosser, followed by Jonathan Cross in the 10. Cross was the fastest car before on the racetrack, other than the tiny horse Johnson. So second fastest in qualifying. Jonathan Cross now in the 2nd position. And it looks like Ryan Johnson has extensive damage in that 3, has put himself in pit lane. And looks like he did 43 seconds of repair. He's coming back out on the racetrack in the 17th position, a lap down. So an unusual night for Ryan Johnson in the number 3 car. top 8 drivers have not pit. Getting ready to go back to green flag conditions here. The pace car's lights are out. Working lap 39. So almost a third way through tonight's racing. Grosser elects the outside, puts Cross down low. JD Rich right behind him in the 4th spot. Pace car's all off the track, and here comes Grosser to the green flag. He'll take the lead over Cross by 2/10 going into turn number 1. Grosser and Cross about a car length apart. Cross looking to attack, pulls back in line. JD Rich 8/10 back. And there's Jonathan Cross looking to the inside of Justin Grosser, falls back in line on the backstretch. Working lap number 40 of the 125 scheduled. This battle here has allowed JD Rich and Jordan Mandarin to get a little bit closer. They're within 8/10 of the 2 leaders, as Grosser has now extended his lead to 2 car lengths down to the backstretch. Looks like Jonathan Cross is mounting another attack. Not quite able to get there, coming to the stripe to complete 41. Down low, this time he's by. Heading into turn number 3, Grosser there. Looks like JD Rich trying as well, not gonna quite get there. He's gonna pull back out. So new race leader is Jonathan Cross in that number 10. Second fastest in qualifying. Now out to the race lead. 3/10 over Grosser. Now JD Rich moving himself underneath the 38 of Grosser. And Jared Apel has moved himself up. And Jared Apel has already done his pits for fuel and tires. So moving up to the 3rd spot is Apel. Doing pretty darn good with that new set of tires. Shane Loveridge here in the 16th spot, last car on the lead lap. Record 44 of 125. Looks like Shane Loveridge is working around Jason Gordon. He's able to get around in there. Matt Dula back on pit lane. He's been there for 7 minutes. Extensive damage on that. Here at Dale Miller, 83. Here lap 46 of the 125. Looking about the mid-pack here around position. In the middle there is the 83 in the 10th spot. Garrett Apel has taken the lead in front of Jonathan Cross. For lap 47 complete. So Apel with about a 3/10 lead, completing 48 laps, 125. About 20 laps left till we get to the halfway point. Had a couple cautions already tonight. And look at Jared Apel being out to about 6/10 lead over Cross, as he's got the better tires and fuel strategy. As he had pitted with 13 laps to go, and there are guys behind him working 50 laps on their tires and fuel. So we'll see which strategy pays out. The ones that are trying to stretch their fuel and tires, or Jared's attempt to change early to get that track position, which he was sure able to capitalize on. Other drivers that went down pit lane are in 7th and 8th. That's Dan Janjanin and Dale Miller, as well as Kurt Saggart, who's now in the 10th spot. For lap 51 of the 125 as we look back here at Marshall Johnson. And then 33, ooh, crashing. Looks like that was Josh Nelms in the 0. Look at that here. On top of the 0-1 here, looks like he got a hold of the apron a little bit there. Able to correct it. Down on the low line there. That was at the number 8 car, Slow. Who else was that? Was involved in that one? Maybe that was Robbie Clavey. That looked like Robbie as well. So definitely a tough break tonight for some of those drivers. We're under caution again. In the lead, where some of these guys are going to take a page out of his book down the pit lane here. Working lap 54 of the 125. Okay. Didn't look like we got a caution on that, so I was not a little premature on saying that, but those cars must have cleared themselves. We did not get a caution. Robin checking in, saying, by Ryan Matthew Johnson. He's going to need some help coming out of that back area. With Robbie down a lap, and Ryan, actually they're down 3 laps now as Ryan Johnson. Clavey down 5. Matt is disconnected. As the 51 continues to extend his lead over JD Rich now by almost 6 seconds. As Justin Grosser is in the 6th spot now. Working lap 58 of the 125. Jared Apel 7 seconds over the second, third, and fourth drivers. And Jan in the 4th position. Josh Nelms in that 0-1 car. And back up here to Janin, and looks like Jonathan Cross in the 10. Looking to make a pass here. 0-2 goes down underneath the 10. sets his eyes on JD Rich as this battle for second, third, and fourth is brewing. Jared Apel, the race leader, by 9 seconds. Working lap number 62 now. Oh, JD Rich into the wall. Looks like he had a little bit of help there. Trying to get back to JD Rich. It's not seeing a caution come out yet. As JD Rich gets it back on the racetrack, and we're seeing the cross flags come out to race leader Jared Apel. And that's going to put now 10 seconds between Jared Apel and Dan Janjanin, as the guys behind them are trading sheet metal. As you saw Jonathan Cross there and Justin Grosser. This is Dale Miller. He's currently in the 5th spot. We're looking at North drivers until we get to Dale Miller's top 4, then south of Miller and Madron, then North driver Sager, South driver Johnson, Gordon, and Schultz. So South has the numbers currently, but the top 4 being held by the North. 38 underneath the 10, put him in the 3rd spot. As they're continuing to battle here, though. It looks like Dale Miller wants a piece as well, as he's coming around the number 10 right here, the 83 backstretch, turn 3. And lap number 66. Grosser high along the outside retaining wall there, and Jonathan Cross is putting some pressure on it. Goes around him again, swapping positions with Grosser is Jonathan Cross, putting Grosser back to 5th. While this has all been going on behind him, Dan Janjanin has got about 4 seconds over the 3rd through 5th. Jared Apel, almost 12 seconds lead. Working lap number 67. Oh, 68 laps being worked upon here. Lots of action there. Another contact there from Jonathan Cross and the lap car, looks like. The number... Oh, that's actually Jordan Madden. Sorry. I thought he was a lap car, and he's not. That's the different car from him I haven't seen before, so apologies if he's the... So the 5th and 6th were doing some battle there, Ross and Madron. Which allowed Grosser and Miller to kind of stretch away. And Dan Janjanin now 14 seconds behind race leader of Jared Apel. But has about a 3-second lead over Dale Miller, 83. We're working lap 71 of 125. About 50 laps remaining. Number 40 of Kurt Sager currently in the 6th spot. We're starting to see drivers coming down pit lane. It looks like Adam Gable and Marshall Johnson for green flag pit stops. No, 8 drivers on the lead lap. Jason Gordon, the last of those. In lap 74 now. Looks like leaders are moving through lap traffic. Looking at Grosser there. Taggart. It's the 33 of Marshall Johnson. It's a lap car there in the group. You see Grosser and the Kirk Saggart there working positions there. That's 5th and 6th. We have 50 laps remaining tonight at Rockingham, North Carolina. Track's still in that hot, warm afternoon conditions. As we have 6 drivers now on the lead lap, with Justin Grosser being the last of the lead lap cars. And Jonathan Cross, Justin Grosser, Jordan Madron have not pitted. They have 76 laps on their fuel and tires. So they need to be coming in eventually. Not sure that they could actually go the distance without pitting. And we got Schultz, Johnson, Gable, and JD Rich. They're all pretty fresh sets of tires here. Working 77 on the 125. Jared Apel, you're by almost 18 seconds, as they have lapped everyone except for Dan Janjanin and Dale Miller. And with him putting in 25-second laps, they're not that far ahead of him, or not far from being put down a lap by the race leader Jared Apel. As Miller is 21 seconds behind, so within about 4 seconds he could end up being down a lap himself. He's looking at here at Jared all by himself on the racetrack. Looking behind, it looks like Tiny Horse in the distance there. We're working lap number 80 of the 125 that were scheduled. '81 125. Looks like Apel working on, is that the 38th? That was Madron there. Number 68. Apel into the wall, hard into the wall. Not sure what happened there. They've hit one hard in the wall. This Horse Johnson behind him. And Ryan Johnson being scored 3 laps down currently. But that was race leader Jared Apel up into the outside retaining wall. Not sure what happened there, but okay for right now with 40 laps left. Laney checking in, says, "Let's go, Jordan." Checking in on the North-South Race League Facebook Live page. Tiny Horse Johnson is trying to get away around the 51 of Jared Apel. Jordan now, Jordan Mattern is now the fastest car on the racetrack under race trim. A 23.779. And now Jared Apel's running 25.6s. You guys running in the 24s. And he's enjoying a 22-second lead over the rest of the field. But he let Tiny Horse go on right on by, so Johnson now being scored as 3 laps down. He's being scored down 2 laps down. The front 3, Apel, Dan Janjanin, and Dale Miller, are all on 53 lap fuel and tires. And that group of drivers, Grosser, Mattern, and Cross, as well as Travis Hoffler now, have all come down and received their servicing. So they should be good to the end based on what they were doing. It looks like they were trying 190 now. Race leader Jared Apel. .91 of 125 being worked on, so it looks like 34 lap remaining. Is JD Rich moving around up to the field here? JD Rich down 14 laps as he's looking to get around race leader, which he just does there. It looks like the 68 of Jordan Mandrin right behind the 51. Correction, that's the 40. Kirk Sager, who's in the 4th position, 1 lap down. Trying to get that lap back hard way. There's Dan Janjanin right in front of the 51. He's currently the 3rd place driver. He is on the lead lap. Apel in the position and maybe trying to change that. Looking to go on the attack, take him down a lap. Looks like Marshall Johnson is moving up behind Jared. So Apel underneath 02. Looks like Johnson's going to go with him. Looks like Dan Janjanin up in the outside retaining wall. Marshall Johnson going down low. Apel with them. Mid-track, maybe a little bit of contact, but it was able to spare. 30 laps left. So 30 laps remaining. Jared Apel currently the race leader, 22-second lead over Dale Miller, the only car on the lead lap now. Looks like he's just ahead of him by about 2 seconds. Look at Justin Grosser with a full head of steam coming to get around Jared Apel here as we enter the backstretch. 38 racing down the backstretch underneath him in turn number 3. And Justin gets his lap backer. one of his laps back. So Grosser is one lap down now. Got to make up another one. Looks like Jordan Mattern there as well now, trying to get around April. Fresher set of tires he does, just goes right on around. So 98 of the 125. You see now the number 10, Jonathan Cross, goes up underneath April. Jared racing these guys clean and smartly, knowing they have to go all the way around the racetrack, make up 24 seconds worth of track space, and time is running out. Considering there are 26 laps left in the race, they would almost have to be pacing him by a second a lap, which no one is that kind of speed right at the moment. I take that back. We have Grosser, Madron, and Johnson all are hitting about 1 second faster than the leader, Jared April. That will probably plateau sometime soon, as we have 25 laps left to go as we'll cross the flag stripe here, with Jared April leading 21 seconds over Dale Miller. Facing Gordon in the third is now in the fourth spot. These guys are a lap down to the race leader. First car on newer tires is Schultz and Grosser. That's for 6th and 7th, as Grosser just picked up the 6th spot. Working 103 to 125, 22 laps left. So Dale Miller stays ahead, about 21 seconds ahead of, or behind Jared April. So it's about 5 seconds between the two of them. It looks like Dale Miller is actually gaining on him, so he's happy with that some towards the end of this run. Only 2 cars on the lead lap, so this has been an eventful race. We saw there were a few incidents that did not yield a caution, which caused Jared April to get this humongous lead here. That's the 12 of Adam Gable, as he's going to try to get one of his laps back, put him 1 lap down. Kirk Saggert's going to go with him to get back on the lead lap. Not quite. Looks like April shuts the door on Saggert. Doesn't want him to get a lap back. Just wants to keep him back there for a little while. 20 laps remaining. Oh, 20 laps left. Jared April, still your race leader, 20-second lead over Dale Miller. Everyone else at least 1 lap down. The 1 lap down all the way from 3rd to 11th. That's Adam Gable, which is the last car 1 lap down. And some of these guys are trying to get lap back. Including that 40 ride at Kirk Sagert, trying to get around the race leader to get back onto the lead lap. before he gets around this time, gets on the lead lap. Looks like he's going to bring the 12 with him. That's Adam Gable. Looks like Gordon is behind them. He's going to go down as well. And April just kind of lets him go so he can get back to racing his preferred line. Working lap number 108 of 125. And Gordon, that latest driver to get back on the lead lap. Dale Miller now within 18 seconds of race leader with less than that to go, 15 laps to go. And each lap, looks like Miller's just shy of gaining a second on April. And April's currently, looks like he's probably just backing the corners up some, trying to ensure that he can keep his lead without burning up his stuff, so he's got something in case somebody does catch him. We're at 14 to go here. JD Rich trying to get one of his laps back, gets up and around there. I'll put JD Rich now 12 laps down. Looks like Matt Dupla has returned to the racetrack. And scored 77 laps down. The race leader. Second to last race in the ARCA series for the 5-Star Realty Group ARCA series for the North-South Racing League. You guys are going to try to get as many points as they can to make that shot for the championship. Time is running out for the remainder of this field. Dale Miller is now within 15 seconds of race leader Jared Apel, with about 13 laps remaining. And their times last time by about 5/10 faster was Dale Miller, but that's not going to be enough to catch him. He's going to put the afterburners on if he's going to try to catch him, and then once he catches him, we have to figure out a way to pass him. So, catching and passing, two separate things. .115 of the 125. We 10 laps to go here, as Jared Apel continues to lead the way here. 15 seconds the gap with 10 seconds, 10 laps remaining. The top four is Apel, Miller, Saggart, and Gordon, all on the lead lap. Then you have Cross, Johnson, Madron, Schultz, Dan Shannon, and Adam Gable. Lap down. And 2 laps down is Ryan Johnson. 3 laps back is Travis Hoffler. And Justin Grosser is off track right now. As I'm showing him, he's off track, 3 laps down in the 13th position. No one in danger of any 14Xs here. The person that was close has disconnected. We're now working laps 117. So Ryan Johnson, after early calamity for his car, climbed into 11th spot and 2 laps down to the race leader of Jared Apel, as now the top 5 drivers are on the lead lap, as Jonathan Cross in the 10 was able to get by. Apel just hiding his time, getting around the racetrack, killing off the laps as he can. Lap 119. Oh, 12 seconds is the gap between Apel and Miller. We'll be coming around this time to get the 5 to go signal from the race control flag man. As Jared Apel is on 84 lap tires. So are the top 4. Jonathan Cross in the 5th spot, 38 laps in his tires. As Apel gets the 5 go signal. Tiny Horse Johnson catches and passes race leader again, so take another lap off of Johnson as he's now a lap down. So he's one of the 1 lap down drivers. So 9 seconds the gap between Apel and Miller. The top 6 now on the lead laps. Mattern was able to make his way around the race leader. I don't anticipate Apel going to stop anybody from passing him unless it's for the lead, which doesn't look like that's even possible. All right, 3 to go, so this time by he'll see the 6 out for the 2 to go signal. Coming down that front stretch to the flag stand. Sees the 2 to go. So 2 more circuits for Jared Apel to bring home the victory here. So 1 to go from 1 to go Studios as Jared Apel crosses the line with the white flag being shown. So he's got 1 more circuit to go. That's Hoffler on the outside and Gable. Oh, contact 2 cars in the wall, but we're on the final lap, so we're not going to go caution here. As Apel continues to roll around 3 and 4. Looks like that was Gable and Hoffler. As a checker flag is out for the 5th one. Jared Apel, your race winner. And Kelly's Custom Engraving 125 here at the Rock. Here and to talk to our drivers as we start working our results for tonight. All right, as the guys get your lineup for their picture, Apel, Miller, Saggart, and Gordon with Cross and Madron, top 6, all on the lead lap. Apel, Schultz, Johnson, Ryan, and Johnson, Marshall roll out the top 10. '11th was Dan Janin, then Hoffler, JD Rich, Justin Grosser having some late connection issues, Shane Lovers, Jeff Mathis, Robbie Clavey, Matt Dula, Josh Delm, and Joe Witowski. That was your at Rockingham Speedway in Rockingham, North Carolina. Results for the Kelly Custom Engraving 125. I'm going to try to get with our top 3 drivers here. At first, we'll get with all right. All right, now we can start talking to people. Hey, Kurt. Well, all right, messing with me here. They're messing with me. All right, Kurt Saggart, Harold Darner in the booth, man. How are you doing tonight? Kurt, can you hear me? Kurt Saggart, Harold Darner in the booth, man. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you fine.
You're not hearing anything?
I can hear you fine.
All right, there he is. I wasn't able to hear you until just now, so got you this time. So, man, you're in third place tonight for the Rockingham with the number 40 Yingling car.
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
I said it got you up here to the third position with your 40 machine tonight.
I'm sorry, I cannot hear you. With people are talking.
Oh, people are talking. Okay, we need to mute them then.
Thank
You're up
you.
in the booth. You're up in the booth. So let me know how you got to that third place position. I know you guys were all chasing April tonight, but you got your place. You're on the podium tonight.
Yeah, I got in that wreck early, and I almost stayed out longer to get my car fixed fully. I'm like, forget it, I'm just gonna go. And when someone said I had a full fuel stop, I'm like, well, hopefully it stays green, and it did. So first time on the podium, still shaking, and drinking a nice cold Engraving.
Oh, that's good to throw that sponsor in there. You got anybody else you want to thank for your first podium here?
No, just all the guys who run the league. This is so much fun, and I know it's a lot of work, and I appreciate everyone.
All right, Sanger, third place tonight for the Kelly's Custom Engraving 125. Hopefully see you next week at the ARCA Series, the finale next week showdown.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. All right, Dale Miller, man, you're up here with Harold, second place tonight in your 83 Goodwrench machine.
Harold, man, thanks, man. Appreciate it. It was a good one. It's a long race and got a long run, so it ended up working out in our favor.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it looked like at one time that Jared was going to be the only guy on the lead lap, like he's pulling a book out of Petty's pages.
Yeah, that's right. He had them pretty well covered there for a while, and once I realized that was kind of the way the race was shaping out, I decided I was going to try to at least stay on the lead lap and just make the long run work, keep that right tire on it.
Well, that was pretty much important. Who do you want to thank for your positions for tonight?
I just want to thank everybody for tuning in. Hopefully everybody enjoyed the broadcast, and thank the admins and everybody for putting on a great league. It's been a lot of fun, and finally was able to get a good run out of it. So thank you guys too for always having a great broadcast.
All right, Dale Miller. Hopefully we'll see you next week in the season finale at the ARCA Series.
Thank you, guys.
All right, I'll see you next week. All right, going to move into the race winner. All right, race winner, Jared. You're up here in the booth with Harold, man. Checkered flag to the 51, most dominant car today. I mean, tell us some of the things you might have been seeing in that rearview mirror tonight.
Not a whole lot. I was pretty far ahead, so I was just trying to stay out of the way of the guys trying to get their laps back. So, it just worked out. Got to the front right away. Justin got by me. Then I got biked by him, and then the caution came out. And I was like, I'll pit now, and then no one else pitted. And I was like kind of nervous, but it worked out, I guess.
It sure did, and I was just say there was a couple racing incidents that had people going all over the track, and no yellows came out, and that was behind it. That's where a huge gap came in. One time, I think you were about a half a second or so leading, and it got in like 5 seconds, and then 10 seconds. There was some stuff happening behind you. I didn't know if you were able to see any of that or hear any of that from your spotters.
Yeah, I heard him talking about it, but nothing came up as a caution. So I was like, well, I'll just keep coasting. So.
Well, you definitely had the right strategy, and you were looking like you were going to pull one of those King Petty moves and take over the entire track. It just Dale prevented you from getting that last car down a lap.
Yeah, with 2 to go, I got the meatball flag, and I was like, I never had this before, and I don't have any damage. So I was kind of nervous how long they'll let me race like that. So I was surprised that I actually finished.
Wow, that's interesting. I didn't catch that. I mean, we didn't see any incident points. We saw that he had a brush against the outside retaining wall. I didn't think it would have caused the meatball. It wasn't that hard of a hit, was it?
No, I had 0x, but I think it was the right front was going flat just from so many laps on it.
Ah, that's possible. I haven't seen an exploded tire in quite some time on the high racing system, so that would be interesting. All right, so who do you want to thank for your win here tonight at Rockingham?
Yeah, just everyone from the North-South Racing League. You know, One to Go Studios and you for doing all the live stuff. Kelly's Custom Engraving, 5-Star Realty Group, Kelly's J&G Hardwood Flooring, and Track Time Entertainment.
Oh, cool, man! And we will be getting one more race for the ARCA series, and you're the leader. You win this one, you get the $25 extra cash for winning in South Territory as well.
Oh, awesome! I didn't even know that.
All right, Jared. We'll talk to you guys next week then.
Sounds good. Thank you.
All right, Jared Abel, your winner here. That's your J&G Hardwood Flooring race recap for the Kelly Custom Grade 125. Jared Abel, your winner. 3 cautions for 10 laps. 21 drivers set up into the service. The fastest lap tonight was Jordan Mandrin with the 23.677. And one more thing to do before we go. We'll be issuing our Hard Charger Award. Tonight's Hard Charger is Kirk Saggart, the number 40 machine, moving up 11 positions to the 3rd position. Didn't get to tell him that, but he will be the Track Time Entertainment Hard Charger for Kelly's Custom Engraving 125 at Rockingham. Until then, we'll see you guys next week. Monday, we'll be finishing up Martinsville, 200 laps for the North-South Racing League. One of those plaques will be up for grabs. So we'll see you guys then. Until then, I'm Harold Darner of One to Go Studios. We'll see you at the next turn.
What an exciting race brought to you by One to Go Studios. Here they come out of turn 4 to the white flag, and it's 1 to go. Thank you to all our sponsors, drivers, and viewers. We'll see you at the next turn.